Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Today is Tuesday, July 2nd, 2024. We are gathered for our weekly Administrative Matters meeting. As is our tradition, we'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. If you would be kind enough to join us. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome once again. My name is John Cafales, Commissioner from District 1, currently the Board of Commissioners Chair. I'm joined by Kristen Stevens from District 2 and Commissioner Jody Shadak McNally from District 3. Across the way, we have Lindsay from the Clerk and Recorder's Office taking notes and recording the public meeting. And of course, we have our County Manager, Lorinda Volker, Tom from our Public Affairs Office, and Sarah from our Commissioner's Office. First order of business is public comment. It does not appear that anyone has signed up in person for public comment, and my understanding is that we didn't get any requests to do online or virtual.
No.
All right, then this is one last opportunity. Your opportunity to be famous and come to the podium if you wish to offer public comment. Then we will close public comment and move on to the next item, which is approval of the minutes. Let's see, Commissioner Stevens, would you offer the proper motion, please?
Yes, Mr. Chair. I move to approve the minutes for the week of June 24th, 2024.
Great, thank you. That's a proper motion. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, that passes 3-0. We now go to upcoming schedule review. Sarah, that's yours.
This is the Commissioner's schedule for July 8th through the 14th. On Monday, July 8th from 9:30 a.m. to 10 a.m., Commissioner Stevens may participate in the virtual National Association of Counties Transportation Committee Resolutions meeting. From 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., there will be a work session for a quarterly update on the 2024 to 2028 strategic plan in the Commissioner's conference room on the second floor. From 12 p.m. to 1 p.m., Commissioner Shadak McNally may participate in the virtual Colorado Forest Health Council Leveraging Resources Committee meeting. From 1:30 p.m. to 2:30 p.m., there will be a work session with Leslie Ellis, Director of Community Planning, Infrastructure, and Resources in the Commissioner's conference room on the second floor. From 2 p.m. to 3:30 p.m., Commissioner Shadak McNally may participate in the virtual Colorado Counties Inc. Wildfire meeting. From 3 p.m. to 6 p.m., there will be land use items with the development review team. It's a hybrid meeting. In person, it'll be in the hearing room on the first floor or virtually via Zoom. On Tuesday, July 9th, from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., there will be administrative matters meeting in the hearing room on the first floor. From 1:30 p.m. to 3 p.m., there will be administrative direction to county management in the Sprague Lake conference room on the second floor. From 3:30 p.m. to 5 p.m., Commissioner Shadak McNally may attend the rodeo board meeting. It's a hybrid meeting. In person, it will be at the Thomas M. McKee 4-H Youth and Community Building at 5280 Arena Circle in Loveland or virtually via Zoom. From 4:30 p.m. to 6 p.m., Commissioner Shadak McNally will attend the Loveland Urban Renewal Authority Board meeting at the Loveland City Council Chambers at 500 East 3rd Street in Loveland. From 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., Commissioner Cafales will attend the Environmental and Science Advisory Board meeting. It's a hybrid meeting. In person, it'll be in the Carter Lake Conference Room on the first floor or virtually via Zoom. From 7 p.m. to 8 p.m., Commissioner Stevens will attend the Estes Park Town Board meeting at the Estes Park Town Hall at 170 McGregor Avenue in Estes Park. On Wednesday, July 10th, from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., Commissioner Cafales will attend the Platte River Power Authority Black Hollow Solar Groundbreaking event at Black Hollow Project Site in Severance. From 12 p.m. to 1 p.m., Commissioner Shadak McNally may participate in the virtual National Association of Counties Environment, Energy, and Land Use meeting. From 12:30 p.m. to 3 p.m., Commissioner Cafales will attend the Agricultural Advisory Board meeting. It's a hybrid meeting. In person, it'll be at 1525 Blue Spruce Drive in Fort Collins or virtually via Zoom. From 5 p.m. to 5:30 p.m., Commissioner Shadak McNally will attend the Nectary Pollinator and Sensory Garden Preview Party at the Poudre Library's Garden at 301 East Olive Street in Fort Collins. From 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., there will be a commissioner/planning commissioner work session in that it's a hybrid meeting. In person, it'll be in the hearing room on the first floor or virtually via Zoom. On Thursday, July 11th, from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m., Commissioner Shattuck McNally may participate in the virtual Counties and Commissioners Acting Together County Revenue Authority group meeting. From 1:30 p.m. to 3:30 p.m., Commissioner Shattuck McNally may attend the Office on Aging Advisory Council meeting. It's a hybrid meeting. In person, it'll be at 1501 Blue Spruce Drive in Fort Collins or virtually via Zoom. From 3 p.m. to 4 p.m., Commissioner Stevens may participate in the virtual Fort Collins Urban Renewal Authority Finance Committee meeting. From 4:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m., Commissioner Stevens may attend the US 34 Coalition meeting. It's a hybrid meeting. In person, it'll be at the Severance Town Hall at 3 South Timber Ridge Parkway in Severance or virtually via Microsoft Teams. From 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., Commissioner Stevens may attend the North Front Range Metropolitan Planning Organization Planning Council meeting. It's a hybrid meeting. In person, it'll be at the Severance Town Hall at 3 South Timber Ridge Parkway in Severance or virtually via Microsoft Teams. On Friday, July 12th, from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Commissioner Stevens will attend the National Association of Counties Annual Conference in Tampa, Florida. From 8:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m., Commissioner Shattuck McNally may participate in the virtual Colorado Forest Health Council meeting. From 8:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., Commissioner Kafalis will attend the State Board of Human Services meeting at 195 West 14th Street in Rifle. On Saturday, July 13th, from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Commissioner Stevens will attend the National Association of Counties Annual Conference in Tampa, Florida. From 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., Commissioner Kafalis will host story time at the Larimer County Farmers Market at 200 West Oak Street, Fort Collins. On Sunday, July 14th, from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Commissioner Stevens will attend the National Association of Counties Annual Conference in Tampa, Florida. And from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m., Commissioner Shattuck McNally may attend the Nueva Vida Soccer Fiesta at Nueva Vida Mobile Home Park at 411 South Court Street in Fort Collins.
Thank you, Sarah. Colleagues, do you have any questions or feedback for Sarah? Commissioner Stevens?
I do not. Thank you, Sarah.
Commissioner Shattuck McNally?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Go back to, I think it was on the 10th. I'm attending at 1 p.m. the Regional Opioid Abatement Learning Forum online with the Colorado Attorney General's Office. That's virtual.
Which day is that?
That's Wednesday, July 10th from 1 to 2 p.m.
Thank you.
On the 11th, let's see, I think that was it. So the 12th, I am having a meeting with Colorado Ag Commissioner Miss Greenberg in the morning at 10 to 11 a.m. And then on the 13th, I will be up at the Livermore Festival in the Saturday night, and that time is I'm going from 7 to 8, and that's at the Larimer Community Hall.
Thank
It's a
you.
musical performance. And then I think that is it. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Just a couple of items. Regarding the Nectary Pollinator and Sensory Garden Preview Party at the library, I'd also like to attend that. I think the registration deadline was yesterday. I tried to register. It said it had technical difficulties, but hopefully you can figure that out.
We can confirm.
Pardon?
We can confirm that for
I'm
you.
sure.
Thanks.
Next, on that same day, July 10th, I believe the joint work session with the Planning Commission has been canceled. I don't think we're having one on July 10th, so you may want to verify that with Leslie Ellis. Moving down to Friday, yes, I will be in Rifle, Colorado for the State Board of Human Services meeting, but I'll be going up the day before. We usually do a site visit, and so just to make sure you're aware that I'll be leaving sometime on Thursday to go to Rifle. And then finally, regarding on Sunday, July 14th, I also plan to attend the Nueva Vida soccer fiesta in that community.
Okay, thank you.
Great. Okay. Then we'll move on. The next item is consent agenda. For those of you who may not know, consent agenda is typically they are typically items that are routine in nature, administrative, and so on. And so we go through the consent agenda rather quickly. All of the details are available online if folks are interested. So regarding today's consent agenda, July 2nd, 2024, turns out there are 30 petitions for abatement or refund of taxes. Most of these are for tax year 2023, some are for tax year 2022, and I think in all cases they're upholding the assessor's value. So there are 30 of those, and if people insist, I can go through each one of them. Okay, just checking. I always like to check with the public. Then we have one agreement, Sixth Amendment to lease agreement, a request approval of a lease agreement to allow for alterations and improvements for a generator connection from county-owned property at 2555 midpoint to lease property at 2573 midpoint. This will provide backup power to the clerk and recorder's election facility. This is between the county and a particular LLC that's involved. The next item is appointments. Recommended midterm appointments to the Fair Board, Dana Luther and Becca Walter, appointing these folks to midterm appointments beginning today, ending November 30th, 2025. Next item is their liquor license renewals. Glen Haven General Store, LLC. This is a fermented malt beverage off-premise license approval and issuance. Under miscellaneous, we have Larimer County Office on Aging Advisory Council bylaws. The bylaws have been adopted. It's part of a process we're going through this year. The attorneys have reviewed the bylaws, and everybody is happy with the way they look. The same for the Environmental and Science Advisory Board, updating bylaws. And these bylaws replaced the revised ones June 2021. That is all. There is the opportunity to pull something from the consent agenda by the commissioners. Do either of you wish to do that?
No, I do not. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
That's too bad. Commissioner, okay. Then Commissioner Shattuck McNally, how about offering the motion?
Certainly, Mr. Chair. I move to approve the consent agenda for July 2nd, 2024.
Thank you kindly. That's a proper motion. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
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 That passes 3-0. Now we get to move on to something new and good, a happy thing. And that is we have a commissioner's guest, Myles Crane. Is this your guest, Commissioner Shattuck McNally?
It certainly is.
Would you be kind enough to cue it up?
Yes, I would. So I am really excited to invite a kind of a friend and colleague, former colleague or current colleague, Myles Crane. And I invited him today because he, well, first off, I want to thank him for his service. He served on the Office on Aging Advisory Council for 10 plus years. I'll let him clarify that. And when I first, before I became a commissioner, I served on that advisory council, and he was very welcoming and very, very helpful. And he also worked very closely with my daughter and I when we did our intergenerational project for community conversations to get older adults talking with youth. And that was a very successful project that I had to kind of put a little bit to the side as I became commissioner. He also serves on the senior advisory board for the for City of Fort Collins and for the Partnerships for Aid-Friendly Communities. So he was a board member of the PFAC, and he has done a tremendous amount of work, including being appointed and serving on the Colorado Commission on Aging, and that is a statewide commission, and he has done such a phenomenal job representing not only older adults in our community in Fort Collins, but the entire county. He really advocates for everyone in the entire county, and he really, and along with his lovely wife Carol, who's very involved at CSU. I believe you're still teaching. Maybe they'll have to share. I'll have to have them share. But they were just Myles was just recognized at the 2024. Alan Buckingham Award for his incredible dedication to Colorado's older adults. And this was presented by the Colorado Commission on Aging, recognizing how much he, and they called him this amazing beloved man, they called him, who commits his time, energy, and heart to cultivating age-friendly communities. And so I just wanted to invite Mr. Myles Crane to come up and share about his work and just recognize him, because this was really a huge honor. And I know he's done a lot of work for the City of Fort Collins and our Office on Aging. And so I just want to invite Myles to come up and share about this award and some of the things that he's done. And you may bring up Carol if you'd like to both come up. I know you're both very active. So
Come on up,
up to
folks.
the podium. We'd like to maybe take a moment to recognize you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Now,
So
I know this
right
is inappropriate, but I can just ask you to take a couple of
Yeah,
shots there.
sure.
You know, each month at the,
Myles, if you would be kind enough to speak into the mic so
I
we
will.
can hear your wisdom.
each month at the Larimer County Office on Aging, Commissioner Shattuck McNally discusses the events that she's participating in, as well as other commissioners. I had no idea how long that list is until we heard Sarah speak about it this morning. So Commissioner McNally asked me to speak to you a little bit about the Colorado Commission, the award itself, and some of the things that I've been involved with. And I'll make this as brief as possible. So starting off with the CCOA, or Colorado Commission on Aging, it is the state's primary advisory body on all matters affecting older Coloradans. The CCOA is a governor-appointed, citizen-led, multidisciplinary commission comprised of representatives from both the public and private sectors, various professional and personal experiences, and cultural and diverse backgrounds across the state. I used to be a member of it and termed out several years ago, and it was an honor serving with them. Regarding the Alan M.A. Buckingham Award, first question is, who was Alan M.A. Buckingham? Well, he was a gentleman that served on the Colorado Commission on Aging and the ARP National Board of Directors. I'm going to, if I recall correctly, for at least 15, 20 years. And he promoted the ability of older people, older adults, to maintain self-sufficiency, dignity, and personal well-being, and to live their lives as independently and possibly to the maximum potential. Each year, the CCOA conducts a survey, research to find two people. One who is an exemplary volunteer, and one who is a staff employee and whose work goes above and beyond helping older adults. About 4 weeks ago, I was deeply honored and humbled to receive the Volunteerism Award. I owe my efforts, no question about it, to the total love and support of my wife and soulmate, Carol. Mwah. I love you, Carol, who's been with me for 41 years. I mentioned there was also a second award, which was given to a lady from Colorado Springs. I mentioned when accepting this volunteerism award that I have been especially fortunate to provide volunteer services working with many dedicated people in Larimer County with whom I truly honestly share this award, because this, in fact, reflects the accomplishments of the we in Larimer County and not the me. A few examples, to keep it brief. You heard Commissioner McNally mention that I served with her for several years on the Larimer County Office on Aging. I have been what they call a partner for 11 years, where I visit them and make reports about what's going on in the city of Fort Collins. I've been on the Fort Collins Senior Advisory Board for the past 8 years. I was chair of it for 4 terms. I'm currently vice chair, so I report each month. But I also served with Commissioner McNally 6 more years and really appreciate your service there, Madam Commissioner. I've also had the honor of working with Commissioner Kafalis in the following context. Some years ago, while I was chair of the Human Relations Commission, we put on a forum for the city of Fort Collins called Elder Abuse Forum. And Commissioner Kafalis, then Senator Kafalis, was there together with Representative Janal. And we pointed out during the session that Colorado was only one of 4 states in the United States that did not have mandatory reporting for elder abuse. So at this forum, we had probably about 30 different professional organizations that provide services to older adults, especially concerning elder abuse prevention. And Commissioner Kafalis, again, then Senator Kafalis, and Representative Janal promised our group that they would go back to the General Assembly and support legislation to change this. And they did this promptly. Within the next 9 months, a bill was put forward. It was passed unanimously by both houses, signed by the governor, and now we have mandatory elder abuse reporting in Colorado. I also had the honor to communicate on a number of times through emails with Commissioner Stevens. On one of those situations, there was our Human Relations Commission put on a series of events over a 2-year period on mental health. And the idea was to explain to our community that mental health was not a stigma, it was a medical condition. And we appreciated Commissioner Stevens' report then as council member for the city of Fort Collins. But I also communicated with her and others council members. There were some problems near the senior center where roads were icy, snow wasn't plowed, older adults were slipping. There were some injuries. It took me about 1.5 years with a continual correspondence with the city of Fort Collins, but eventually we got those streets fixed and a brand new bus shelter built and shelters built in other areas frequented by older adults. In the current newsletter of the Partnership for Age-Friendly Communities, I penned a brief article, and the title of it was something along the lines of Larimer County was a standout at the recent CCOA statewide convention on the future of aging in Colorado. And again, this was in Loveland, Colorado, about 4 weeks ago. Our county had some excellent speakers at this event, but also after lunch, there was something called a World Cafe, and that's where people sit around, and we had 10 people to a table and 25 tables, and they talked about issues to make their communities a better place to grow up, grow old, more age-friendly. And numerous times, Larimer County was cited for just being a wonderful place and the different opportunities we have, places and programs for older adults. And as a matter of fact, in the handout that all 250 participants received, there was mention, again, of outstanding work done by Larimer County. So in wrapping up, thank you very much, commissioners, all three of you, for your service. Thank you for this recognition. And very much thank you, Larimer County, and all the people who live here for being such a wonderful place to work and to live. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Myles. Thanks for your words. You're welcome to hang out there. I think we'll probably have some comments. Commissioner Stevens, is something you'd like to share for our
Sure.
guest?
Yes. Well, congratulations, Myles. A well-deserved award for you. And I thank you for your advocacy, not only on the local level, but at the state level. I wasn't actually aware of that. So I appreciate all the work that you've done and all the advocacy that you've done. We certainly did work together a little bit on when I was on the Fort Collins City Council, although I apologize that took a year and a half for the roads and the bus stop.
It wasn't your fault.
We like to think we're nimble in local government, and sometimes we are not as nimble as we should be.
Yeah.
So, but I'm glad that was resolved. Thank you for outlining all the work that you've done and all the things the changes you've made to make things more positive for older adults in our community. I'm astounded by the work that you continue to do and that you have done for people in our community. And I wish you all the best and congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you, Commissioner. Before I offer a couple of comments, I'm wondering if, Carol, would you like an opportunity to, since typically it's the person who's sitting is the brains behind the operation. I don't know, Carol, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but if you'd like to share a word or two, that would be wonderful. But it's really up to you. I just want to offer that opportunity.
The probably most important thing that I want to say about Myles's work is his passion and his commitment to where he lives, to his community, in fostering more cohesion, more cooperation within the community he's working in, whether that is the county, whether that's the state, whether that's, Fort Collins. We love living here. We've been here for 20 years, and I've got to say that Myles works exceptionally hard on all the projects that he is committed to, exceptionally hard. So I'm so glad you got this award.
Thank you very much. So my 2 cents is just to reinforce what's been stated already. I'm grateful and humbled to have known you for so many years in different capacities. I consider you a friend. I appreciate our professional working relationship. And I think we all agree that one of the most important things we could be doing is to support older adults, people with disabilities, to age in place with dignity. And I think all the work that you've done over the years has contributed to that goal, that vision, to try to support folks to be able to make choices about where they will live and how they will engage in the community. So thank you for all of that. Commissioner, is there anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, just a couple of things. Myles, you have always been such a welcoming and enthusiastic person, and have really been great to work alongside you for almost 10 years, if you think about it. And I want to thank you for all the work you did to help us with the intergenerational project, because we had to do some of that right before the shutdown. And we had like 100 people come to Loveland and Fort Collins to engage with, the youth engaging with older adults. And you were a big champion of that and took us out to go to all these service clubs to make sure they knew about it and really try to champion that connection, to have older adults and youth see how much they have in common and so many common issues like transportation and connection. And so we even talked about social isolation and connection way back in 2017-18. We were having those conversations about how this was going to be a pandemic and really an issue in our community. So we were talking about these things a long time about the importance of making sure older adults aren't isolated. And you have been, you've done a lot of great things. You're always, you're so passionate and welcoming and positive about everyone. You welcome and you are passionate and just champion everyone. And so it's just nice today to take a moment to champion you. And thank you for all the years of service in all these different areas and how much you give back to the community. And it's not only like I said, not only the city of Fort Collins, but all over Larimer County and the state. And I want to just say that, this award, this Alan Buckingham Award, I hope I have the right name, it really is given to individuals, especially volunteers, who champion the needs of older adults and demonstrates leadership that impacts well-being, quality of life, and care of aging for older adults. And you have done that. You have shown that you are a champion and that you are a leader. And I want to thank you for coming today, and congratulations again.
Thank you. I'm going to just make one more comment, if I may. It could save a life. That's why I'm doing it. At the conference a month ago, I mentioned to people that I'm 81 years old and very blessed to be standing here. But 6 years ago, I had a large heart attack, and it was in the middle of the night, and I got on the phone with EMS. I got on the phone with 911, and they said to me, "Are you having the heart attack, or is it your wife?" I said, "No, it's me." And they said, "Get off the phone and just sit down there." And I had popped an aspirin in my mouth, under my tongue. And when the EMS people came, and they took me in an ambulance, and it was 100% blockage in the LAD, that's the Widowmaker. They told me in the ambulance that there were two things that basically saved my life. The first thing is that I stuck an aspirin under my tongue because I had it by my bedside table. Most people, when they have an event like this, have to search for an aspirin because they don't remember where they put it. And the second one was calling 911. So after the conference a month ago, you can't believe the number of phone calls and emails I've gotten where people have said to me, "I've got that aspirin now," and thank you for sharing. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Myles. So, Commissioner Shattuck McNally, I think I know the answer to this question, but is this one that you'd like to do a photo op?
I think it would be great, Mr. Chair. I think this would be great for Office on Aging too, just to kind of share. And I mean, Myles has put in thousands of hours in that community. Thank you. Yes, I would.
Yes, and also I'm glad that we were successful regarding the legislation on mandatory reporting. I believe we also passed legislation that helped address some of the issues with financial elder abuse, making it easier for financial institutions to, if there's an inquiry, to report if there's some irregular activity taking place on, people's accounts and all of that. So at this time, we will pause for a moment, and we'll do one of my favorite activities, is having my picture taken. Okay, we are resuming the broadcast of our Administrative Matters meeting. We just paused to take a couple of photographs to honor our commissioner guest, Myles Crane. And we now move on to discussion items. The item that's listed is Wellness Court Accreditation and Anniversary. This is also really something exciting. 8th Judicial District in the county currently has 5 problem-solving courts, etc. I'll ask our Director of Community Justice Alternatives if he would come up and provide us with more background. And we also have our illustrious Chief Judge here as well.
Absolutely. Good morning, Commissioners. Again, my name is Emily Humphrey, and I'm the Director of Community Justice Alternatives. Got to get my reading glasses on, sorry. I have the pleasure today of updating you on one of the many incredible, innovative programs we have for justice-involved individuals in Larimer County, and that is the 8th Judicial Wellness Court. Today, we come together to recognize 2 incredible milestones for the 8th Judicial Wellness Court, their 10-year anniversary and their recent accreditation by the Colorado Problem Solving Court Statewide Advisory Committee. This accreditation is the first in the state of Colorado for mental health courts, which is outstanding. I would also note that of our 5 problem-solving courts, our DUI court, which is our DUI recovery court, and our adult drug court is also accredited. I was looking at what do I say about our wellness court, and I found an article describing what this incredible court does, and they speak far better than I do, so I've taken that. Wellness Court started in 2014 as a partnership between Larimer County, the 8th Judicial District, and Summit Stone Health Partners to address the challenges of individuals with high mental health needs when they enter the criminal justice system. Focused on those individuals charged with felonies or misdemeanors that arise because of mental health issues, Wellness Court applies a proven problem-solving court model for these most challenging cases. While Wellness Court is obviously not a complete solution to the challenges of individuals with mental health issues who are facing criminal liability, it is a beacon of hope for those in the program and to those in the community who are increasingly aware of the need to address mental health issues. Today, we have members of the Wellness Court team present to celebrate these achievements and to acknowledge their tireless efforts they put into this court and the lives that come through this amazing program. This multidisciplinary team is represented by Chief Judge Blanco, Community Justice Alternatives, Summit Stone Health Partners, Probation, State Judicial, Law Enforcement, the District Attorney's Office, and the Public Defender's Office. We would like to ask Chief Judge Blanco, Wellness Court Coordinator Matt Jackson, and Dr. Leslie Brooks from Summit Stone to come to the podium to accept on behalf of the team the Certificate of Appreciation signed by Commissioner John Kaffalis and our County Manager Lorenda Volker. I'd like them, Judge Blanco, to say a few words, and then Commissioner, when you'd like to read the certificate, please do.
Thank you, Emily. Please join us. Welcome, colleagues. Dr. Brooks, you too, and Matt. Wonderful.
Sure.
So, if you would be kind enough to introduce yourself for the record.
My name is Matt Jackson. I'm the Problem Solving Court Coordinator here in the 8th Judicial District.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Leslie Brooks, and I serve as the Chief Medical Officer for Summit Stone Health Partners. Nice to see you this morning.
Nice to see you.
Hello, I'm Ann Avonlea, and I am a Clinical Program Manager with Summit Stone Health Partners.
And Judge Blanco, would you like to introduce yourself, please?
Sure. I'm Susan Blanco, and I'm the Chief Judge and the fortunate judge that gets to preside over the Wellness Court every Thursday afternoon.
Great. Is there anything you'd like to say?
Yes, thank you, Commissioner. And I want to thank Emily. She did a nice job of explaining our court. It's an incredible and special court every Thursday afternoon. It provides people in our community a safe place where they have space to learn about themselves and how to care for their wellness and how to support one another. Clients learn what they need to be healthy, how to achieve and maintain sobriety and balance with their mental health treatment. And as we heard earlier, there's a lot of stigma associated with mental health. We break that down and create community amongst the people who are there who have shared experience and a desire for change in their lives. The court helps people secure employment, find stable housing, manage wellness needs with their medication, therapeutic interventions. We address the root causes of their struggles and we empower them to excel. We believe that everyone deserves a chance at a fulfilling life, regardless of their mental health journey. So today I stand before you with great pride and enthusiasm to celebrate a significant milestone for us. Accreditation is no small task for a court to achieve. Emily highlighted that we have 3 accredited courts in the 8th Judicial District, and this is also the 10-year anniversary of the Wellness Court program. This achievement is a testament of the unwavering commitment of this dedicated team and the transformative impact this court has on the lives of individuals facing severe and persistent mental health challenges. There are many people that it takes to essentially make a court like this succeed. I just want to take a moment to express heartfelt appreciation to Matt Jackson. He is our court coordinator, and it was his tireless effort, compassion, and leadership that was very instrumental in this accreditation process. But every week he works with our wellness court team, and his dedication really in ensuring a balance of empathy and accountability within our system is really commendable. We also have Tina Gomez, who's the court judicial assistant. Sometimes they're behind the scenes and people don't realize how much work they put in, but the attention to detail, her warm demeanor, welcoming everyone, announcing all the time different things in the community that can support these folks for them to be involved in. And I wanted to thank you, our county officials, for your involvement. It is because of your support that we were able to establish a wellness court 10 years ago that does prioritize holistic well-being. This is a critical component of everyone's health to take care of their wellness and mental health. You help pave the way for change in a positive direction in our community. And then the people that work within your county, they are there day to day implementing the vision, supporting the clients tirelessly. Some here are present, others are still working in the program right now, supporting the individuals who are clients. There are case managers who are in the trenches, everyone from making sure people's basic needs are met, going out and meeting people in the community. These are resilient professionals who are dedicated and committed, which is very much demonstrated in their work. Also, your criminal justice alternatives and alternative sentencing programs that help. Alternative sentencing is at the table with us every Thursday and helps provide stability for people. There are people who ask to stay in the work release program to be able to have a roof over their heads. And so the county does a lot to make this program successful. Within our own courts, we have our probation department who are also incredibly dedicated. We have our law enforcement partners. You may not know, but every single time each agency will send us a law enforcement officer, helps our clients not to be afraid of the police so that every interaction they have is not one that gives them a trauma response. And so police have even been there in our graduation, particularly Officer Chris Bland from the Fort Collins Police Department is a consistent person who's involved in our program. And last but not least, that Summit Stone Mental Health Partners, their collaboration is transformative. The compassion, the wisdom, creating a safe environment to have challenging discussions around mental health and substance treatment, we could not do it without them. Their commitment is incredibly empowering for these folks to overcome barriers and achieve stability. Their work is truly inspiring. So last but not least, I want to thank, in case ever a client was able to get a hold of kind of what we spoke about today, the first stone we give someone when they enter into wellness court, there's a stone, and embedded in there is the word courage. And then each phase we give them a stone that is really specific for their journey. But the first one for everyone is courage. It takes a lot of courage to want to enter a program like this, to want to be vulnerable and talk about the underlying issues of maybe why you even came into contact with the criminal justice system. I promise you there are easier ways to get out of the criminal justice system than coming to wellness court, but the people who are there want to have a better life and they want to understand more about themselves. I am so grateful for the trust they provide us and their willingness to work with us. So, Accreditation means that not only have we demonstrated a commitment for cutting edge principles and empirically sound models to support our clients, but we make a full commitment to follow nationwide best practices as we move forward. That means we continue to learn and support our community, and our community hopefully is better for all of this collaboration that comes together to support individuals. We know that it's a huge responsibility, but we also know it's a huge privilege. So this is a collective achievement. It's a testament to shared commitment to justice, compassion, and well-being. And as we continue to move forward, I hope that we're able to continue to be a beacon of hope for all who are seeking healing and transformation. I hope you will all celebrate with us. I know I heard your calendar earlier. I hate to add anything else to it. But on October 3rd at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we will be celebrating our 10-year anniversary as well as our accreditation formally at the Justice Center. So I hope you'll be able to join us.
Thank you, Judge Blanco. And perhaps somebody from staff could send us that email invite so we could put it in our calendar. Before I read the words on the certificate and ask my colleagues for comments, I wonder, Matt, anyone from the team, is there anything else you folks would like to share before I read from the certificate?
Excuse me. Thank you, Commissioners. Judge Blanco, I think, said everything. I just wanted to express thank you to you guys for your continued support, not just for the Wellness Corps, but before that and ongoing the AIM program. I think that started back in 2005, I think. So those programs go together, and we have a great team, and we couldn't do any of it without them. So thank you, guys.
Great. Thank you, Matt. So let me read the words on the certificate and then see what my colleagues wish to say. And then guess what? We'll be doing a photo op for this one, too. Certificate of Appreciation. This certificate is awarded to 8th Judicial District Wellness Court in honor of the 10th anniversary of the 8th Judicial District Wellness Court and the recent accreditation by the Colorado Problem-Solving Courts Statewide Advisory Committee for the tireless work you folks do each day to support justice-involved individuals with severe and persistent mental illness. Thank you. So, let's see. Commissioner Shattuck McNally, what would you like to say?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. First, thank you all for being here today. Certainly a room full of people with boots on the ground. And really, you guys have some pretty well-worn boots over the last few years. And I think it's important to recognize, as you said, Chief Judge Blanco, just how important in the work that is behind the scenes. It takes a credible amount of work to get this all organized. And Matt, I know that you're coordinating all of that and trying to help. And I know I have personally seen how you try to organize and help others above and beyond your normal duties to help others involved with these specialty courts. So first off, my profound gratitude and thanks to you all, because these are unique and special individuals who deserve, this opportunity to try a different avenue, to take this path. And thank the Chief Judge for stating it's not an easy way, but it is for those who choose to take it. It could lead to some bright futures, and there's always hope. While we breathe, there's hope. And for all these individuals, there's hope for a different path in a different way. And for those who struggle with persistent mental illnesses, there's hope. And you all believe in those people, and I want to thank you for that, because that's really important. I like the word, we call these specialty courts, but I like the idea that they're problem-solving courts, because that's what we all do. We all, even us as commissioners, we're always every day trying to problem solve, because our communities are diverse, vibrant, and unique with amazing folks who, aren't perfect on any given day. I am not perfect on any given day. And for all of us to have that opportunity to know that there is a point where everyone has a chance to have opportunities. I don't like to say second chances. I like to say opportunities to do things differently and to do a better path. And I think communities should invest in these across the whole country. I know we're very fortunate to kind of be leading the way in the state and the nation. We have 5. Thanks for reminding us that there's now 3 accredited. That's pretty special and pretty unique. And I think this is an important tool in community investment in our individuals. And I think while we're focusing on their health holistically, we're also preserving their dignity. And I think that's something that's very important. We all deserve equal rights under the law, and we also deserve to live life with dignity. And I want to thank you for that. I think that's an important thing. We all treat everyone with dignity and respect, and this is certainly, you all do that on a daily basis. And I want to just say congratulations on the anniversary and the accreditation. Well-deserved recognition, and very excited to have one more accredited court, which we just learned it's not an easy thing to do. So just kudos and well-deserved recognition. And I'll look to more time to come and observe again. That was a very impactful day to me. I can still hear it, see it clearly in my head to observe that. And just thank you all for your tireless work. I'm very proud of Larimer County and the things we do together. So thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Stevens?
Yeah,
Thoughts?
I'll just echo congratulations on your anniversary. 10 years is a big milestone, and would love to attend the event. And then on your accreditation, because going through an accreditation process is never an easy thing to do. There's a lot of paperwork, and there's a lot of things to do to make that happen. So appreciate that. I appreciate you offering sort of a window into the work that you do. I think a lot of people who aren't involved in the justice system don't understand the value of what you do. And Chief Judge Blanco and I have talked about this before, is that how do we get people to understand that this is important, not just for the people going through the process, but for our whole community to really heal and be a healthy community. And so I think that, if more people sort of understood that, because I think there are a lot of calls for criminal justice reform, and how can we do better, and how can we do better on community policing and taking care of people. And so this is a really great example of how we do that. I love the piece about collaboration, because there's not one entity that makes this work. It's all of us together making this work. And that's often how we do things around here. We know that we can't do this work alone, that we have to do this work in community. And so thank you for acknowledging all the people. And if I were to acknowledge them again, I would certainly miss out on someone, but Summit Stone and 8th Judicial District and Community Justice Alternatives, just all of you working together. And it's not easy to work together. Sometimes there's disagreements of how things need to be done, but your commitment to kind of staying together to make this important work happen is really remarkable. I just want to thank you for making our community a healthier place. Like I said, I'm glad for people to have in the community to have a window on the work that you do, because it is valuable, but it's often unseen. There again, as Commissioner Shattuck McNally said, thanks for treating people with dignity and finding a hopeful way out of what seems like a impossible situation for some folks. It's really easy to get caught up in a system that can be bewildering to people who are in it. And so offering that helping hand and that kindness and those resources is truly remarkable. So thank you for your work.
Thanks, Commissioner. Just add a couple of exclamation points to what has been said, and would add, I appreciate the relationships very much. I think we work well together. It's necessary. In terms of the Commissioner's Office, Community Justice Alternatives, the 8th Judicial District, the courts. So very grateful for that. I think it's a combination of really smart people who have compassion and passion for this work, and certainly working with our community partner, Summit Stone. That's really critical to address these issues. Finally, excited that we are moving forward with competency court, and also moving forward with Veterans Court. So the county, Larimer County, we tend to be ahead of the curve in many ways, and I think that is a testament to, again, really smart, caring folks, great leadership. So thank you for that very much. Before we do the picture taking and all that, I'd like to ask Lorinda, is there anything you'd like to share, Lorinda Volker?
You know, this is so exciting. 10 years is a milestone anyway, and accreditation is a milestone of its own. And I think the idea that one size doesn't fit all, and that we're willing to take a risk in this community to help people really be successful. You all have given the details about how that works and the collaboration and how hard it is sometimes to partner, but the outcome is so much better. And you are all responsible for that. And it is just such a pleasure to work with all of you and be a part of, at least a tiny part, of any of the work that you do. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, Lorinda. So at this time, we'll pause the broadcast and we have the certificates. We'll take a couple of pictures, and then we'll wish you all a very good day. Okay, we're back, and we're getting close to the end of this morning's agenda. We just paused for a moment to take photographs with our judicial folks and our community justice alternative folks to recognize and honor the 10-year anniversary of Wellness Court, as well as the accreditation. That was something new and good. We now move on to county manager update. Lorenda, is there something you'd like to share?
Just very briefly, most of last week was spent coordinating with external partners. And so I did meet with Timnath City Manager Aaron Adams. We meet once a month and talk about issues of interest between the county and that town. I also had the pleasure of meeting with City Manager Kelly DiMartino from Fort Collins. We try to meet twice a month because we tend to have more issues where we're working on projects together. And then I met along with Lori Kadrich and Leslie Ellis, we met with Ann Hutchinson, who's the Executive Director of the Fort Collins Chamber of Commerce, and had a really good discussion with her about coordination between the Chamber and their efforts and what the county is working on as well. So it's always great to talk with our partners. It's wonderful to be reminded of their good work and to be able to tell them about what the county is up to as well. So I'll leave it at that today.
Thank you very much, Lorenda. Colleagues, do you have any questions or feedback for our county manager? Okay, now we'll move on to Commissioner activity reports. Let's begin with Commissioner Shedak McNally. Things you'd like to share?
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Chair. First, I'd like to just share a wonderful opportunity, even though it was election night, and congratulations to all those who won their primaries. And I want to thank Larimer County Clerk and Recorder Tina Harris and her team for a job well done. I know there's a lot of work and all the election judges and volunteers and all that important work, and just want to say thank you for all that you do. I went ahead and on election night went down to the open house for the First Responder Trauma Services Resource Center, which was kind of a private tour. We had lots of folks coming from both Weld County and Greeley and Larimer County to tour this center. It's something that we have had presentations in front of as a group. About first responders. I think we're using it with Community Justice Alternatives and the coroner's office, but this is for like firefighters and police officers and EMS folks who get to have a chance to talk peer-to-peer and get some counseling. If you think about it, these folks are seeing trauma and high-stress jobs every day and see deaths and emergency services. And so it's nice to have something where it really focuses on kind of their needs and their unique circumstances, and to be able to talk to others who understand the life of a first responder or emergency medical services is really important. And firefighters, I think it's a unique and very special. As I understand, it might be one of the first centers like this of it in the country, is what they told me at that tour. I ran into Larimer County Coroner Stephen Hanks was there, many of our local officials and other first responders, fire chiefs, police chiefs, lots of folks there. They call it the center, and I took a picture of this because it was very unique. It's called the center, and it has a logo, and it says "Caring for the Few Who Care for the Many," and I thought that was a unique logo and motto for that center. And it is actually out on the Larimer County, Weld County line on a very private outdoor area with a beautiful house with private rooms. And I'm looking forward to seeing how this serves our community, and especially our most important folks who are on our front lines and taking care of our communities on a daily basis. So well done. Thank you all for the work you do to take others as we are just looking at how we take care of each other. I attended the North College Business Association meeting last Wednesday morning. We had a great presentation from Representative Basenecker about some of the bills that he's done, and they had some more conversations about the upcoming Albertsons potential acquisition and how that would look in those conversations. And of course, they're constantly discussing still the homeless shelter that would be in their neighborhood, and it's really a great meeting. And I shared some things about the county, and I don't know if I think I might have mentioned this last week, but I mentioned to folks that in Forbes magazine, every year and I don't know if I mentioned this last week, but I think I mentioned that morning, but they honor and look at 1,000 large and medium-sized businesses from across the country. And it's really exciting to share that Larimer County, for the first time ever, as I understand it, we are within that 400 medium-sized recognized exemplary businesses from across the country in Forbes magazine, which I think is a big deal. And so they were very excited to hear that, and I appreciated those conversations. Next, I attended the Big Thompson Watershed Health Partnership meeting. I did that virtually because I couldn't. It was one of those days where I couldn't go from one side of the county and back within just a few minutes. So, but it's continuing. We had some presentations on forestation and some of these high-risk alluvial areas where water, where certain areas are where high water risk could happen and high flows during burn areas and scars and kind of that area that they need to address most for when watersheds have a potential for flooding and what areas they need to protect and work on or mitigate. And so very complex conversation and lots of great partnerships. And I believe Larimer County and our Office of Emergency Management is at that table, and it's just really a good meeting. I had the very honor and very excited to be invited to the Overland Sertoma meeting, presented and lots of things. I covered a lot of things between our Climate Smart Ready program, our workforce development report, our Office on Aging, our behavioral health services, and lots of other things. And they looked at me and said, "Do you ever sleep?" And I'm like, "No." And so it was, they were very interested, and it was a really great conversation. I appreciate such a warm welcome. Great group of gentlemen who do a lot of volunteer work and exciting things in the county. So that was really fun. And then I attend virtually the Equity, Diversity, and Advisory Board meeting as they continue to kind of talk about their work plan, some of their direction, and some of the work that they want to do and partnering out in the communities. I know they're very anxious for us to be doing interviews. They had a lot of questions about it. Are we interviewing who's looking to be new members on the board? And so, of course, we haven't done those yet as a board, so I'm anxious to see how those go. But they're ready to get going down to work, and they've been having some pretty high-level conversations, and I appreciate all of them and their time. I did a code enforcement ride-along with the code enforcement crew in my district, but that was before before that I attended the Colorado Commissioners and Counties Acting Together all-member presentation on Initiatives 50 and 108. It was well done, and Commissioners, Counties Acting Together took a vote that morning to be in opposition of both Initiative 50 and in opposition of 108. And so that is the formal position of that organization going forward. And then we rode around for about 4.5 hours with code compliance in my area. And there's a lot going on in my area. There's a lot of unincorporated areas that have some hot spots. But what I was very impressed with and what I wanted to share with my colleagues is I'll just, I won't name their name just because they are on a high profile, but the individuals are out in the trucks every day, following up on inspectors and issues and folks who are violating codes that are putting the health, safety, welfare of our community at risk. It's interesting how people recognize them and came out and said hi, and even though they might have had something out of compliance, they view our staff as their connection, their colleagues. They're there to help, and they were like literally would see their car come by and run out the street to wave and touch base and wanted to have conversations with our staff, and that impressed me. That these are great ambassadors for the county. That we're there to try to help folks, because a lot of times folks don't know they're out of compliance with rubbish or maybe running businesses they didn't know they had to have a special, home occupation thing. And so I just wanted to give them a shout out. Both of the staff, they did a phenomenal job showing me dozens of things, and they work really hard for the county. And I can't speak highly enough about those individuals who go out into the field every day to work and to address these issues. So just really phenomenal group. I then went off to our Regional Opioid Abatement Council for a monthly meeting, and very excited to share that we have our first annual report. I believe I sent that to you all. both the annual report for the 2 years and how we spend that money. And we have a new logo. It's really pretty much the same. We kind of like to keep it simple, but we changed the colors to make it more striking. And that will be used on the platform and forums coming up for the regional the statewide opioid abatement conference is coming to Larimer County and the ranch and Embassy Suites. It's just one step from being formalized, and that will be the Colorado Attorney General, and that conference will be at the ranch at the end of September, followed by the Rethinking Addiction Conference. And I just wanted to share that with you all, that I'm really excited about that. And I'm glad I sent off that report, annual report, because the AG's office and the Opioid Abatement Office has been talking with the National Association of Counties and some other national groups, because we're on the radar screen about with behavioral health and our suicide rates, and also some of the work that we're doing getting this abatement money out. And so I think we're one of the first to have that annual report out to the AG's office. And so it has already been shared since I sent that to you nationally, and will be kind of recognized. And we might be hearing from some of these groups that are we'll be kind of coming and touring and asking questions about what are we doing, how we're doing it. And so I'm just very honored that folks are interested in how we've got that money out. It's over $5 million out in 2 years for opioid abatement, and really proud of our council and the work that we've done. And then I was asked by the Larimer Alliance to go sit on the Air Quality Ozone panel, which was very interesting. We had Lori Anderson from the City and County of Broomfield, Andrew Kloster, and I forgot the name of the gentleman from the City of Fort Collins Air Quality Advisory Council. And it was really a discussion on some of the things that we have done as a county. I mostly just shared what we've done as a county, all the work that we've done together as a board, and things that we have changed with our air gas regulations, and the work and time that we've done with money putting towards air quality. And so I think folks I had a lot of comments that when I shared that all in one big group, that they've forgotten all the things we've done in the last few years, and they appreciated me kind of grouping it all together. Like, wow, you guys have done a lot in the last 4 years. And I invited them all to come out and check out the ribbon cutting for the air quality monitoring station, as we all three were there. And it was very exciting to be at Bethkey Elementary and cut the ribbon for the our third air quality monitoring station. We appreciate the state and the Colorado Department of Health and Environment coming down, and the Air Quality Division coming down and being with us. And kudos to Director Tom Gonzalez and his Department of Health and his employees, especially Leah and Chris Manley and all of them. Job well done. It's very exciting in our partnership with Poudre School District. I was talking to Trudy, who's from the Poudre School District, who was very excited about the science and opportunities for students to learn through that air quality monitoring station. And as I understand, they're going to do some kind of community youth mural project to decorate it a little bit. But I'm very excited and proud of that work. And thanks to Town Trustee of Timnath, William Jacobs, for coming in and joining us. And then I actually was very excited to hand out a tour, a few things on the weekend, the Loveland Garden Tour, the 20th anniversary, and this is a benefit from the Loveland Youth Gardener Tour. And very excited to get out and do a few of those tours, but mostly I wanted to tour the new and updated Loveland Youth Gardener site, which is behind the Boys and Girls Club, which is the site that we helped purchase with the old New Vision School, which is now teaching tree in the increased childcare sites. But they have chickens and bees and this huge farm and irrigation and all the things that they're teaching out there with good farming practices and composting, lots of composting. And then I was invited to come speak at the NOCO Equality Pride event, which is held at our Ranch Events Complex. And it was well attended. It was great to be in the air conditioning when it's so warm. I heard it was a lot of people. I saw a lot of folks, and I was there for a couple hours, and everyone was just raving how nice it was, spread out. They could stay longer. It was comfortable, and they could hear the speakers better. Thanks to the Iron Family dancers who came and did a blessing and an indigenous dance. It was very great to be out and about to see that. And then took about just a few hours to go. It was like a day and a half to go camping up in the Larimer County, Boulder County line, and ended up kind of doing some work because there's a lot of trees down in that area. A massive microburst or something earlier this spring, hundreds and hundreds of trees. My husband and I walked some of them, hundreds of feet tall, just blown over by the roots. And some of those areas are getting clear cut around Camp St. Malo and to the west. And it's just devastating to see how many areas of the forest have been donated. So I ended up talking with some residents who wanted to come talk about that. And I ended up talking to some of the small business owners up there. And I appreciate their time. It seems like, life is always moving. And then I was really excited to come back and work on my presentation, because today I'll present on behalf of the Colorado Forest Health Council Advisory Council to the Wildfire Interim Committee down at the state capitol today. And so I had to come back and work on that. And then very excited to turn, thanks to the City of Fort Collins and the Poudre Fire Authority for inviting us to the 9/11 Memorial. Very touching and moving and beautiful, very respectful area. And I encourage everyone to go visit this at Spring Park off of Remington. A very beautiful memorial, well done, and just really honored to be able to attend the unveiling and ribbon cutting. And that's all I have, Mr. Chair. Thanks.
Thanks, Commissioner. Commissioner Stevens?
Yeah, I'll try to be brief. On Wednesday, we had our Fair Board meeting, so we're getting ready for the pancake breakfast, the Queen's Parade, or the parade, the Queen's Barbecue, and so everything's in place for those things to happen. So we're excited to invite the community out to attend those events, and we'll have a lot of social media going out about when those events will be happening. On Thursday, we had our meeting for the non-attainment area air pollution mitigation enterprise. We gave out we prepared our annual report because it's the end of the fiscal year for the state. And also we looked at our draft application. So we will be putting an application out so communities can apply for those grant dollars for mitigating ground level ozone that's related to the transportation sector. So really these are all transportation projects, a lot of multimodal projects that will be giving out small grants, and there should be, I believe there's around $10 million or more that will be given out in small grants, and we will be giving preference to communities who are working with people who've been adversely affected by pollution in their communities, so disproportionately impacted communities. Then on Thursday, we did have the Urban Renewal Authority Board for City of Fort Collins, and we passed a resolution to use eminent domain if we need to acquire the Albertsons on North College building. That would be used for a community building if it were acquired from the Albertsons. So that's an exciting proposition. Obviously, eminent domain is something you want to use as a last resort, but we also have had some difficulties getting in touch with the folks who own the building, and we need to proceed. On Friday, as Commissioner Shattuck McNally said, we had a ribbon cutting for the air quality monitoring station at Bethke Elementary in Timnath. And Michael Ogletree from the Air Quality Commission was there with us. That monitoring station will be able to monitor not only ground level ozone, but NOx emissions that come a lot from the transportation sector. So we're getting closer to being able to monitor point sources of these different emissions. And so that's an exciting development. It's great to have now 5 stations that will monitor ground level ozone in our community. We know we're in the non-attainment area, so this is really important. And we thank you for Michael Ogletree and for our health director for putting that in place, and the team that worked on that. I also visited with Trudy from Poudre School Districts, and one of the programs that they're going to work on for dealing with ground level ozone is a anti-idling program at one of the elementary schools in town, so Dunn Elementary School. We know that idling your car is one of the contributors to ozone, and which leads to bad air pollution, especially around young children. And so having these anti-idling programs at schools is really important. We did on Friday give out scholarships to I think it was 33 4-Hers who have been participants in 4-H. They receive scholarships for the work that they do. Many people know that 4-Hers often show animals, but they also do other projects. And they also do community service. So they do a lot of work to be able to be eligible for these scholarships. And so it was really an honor to be able to award those scholarships. And then on Saturday, I also attended Pride at the Ranch. I think it was a nice event. It was a great place to hold it. As Commissioner Shattuck McNally said, it was nice to have the air conditioning. It wasn't a hot event, so people weren't overcome by the heat. There were some food trucks outside, which was nice, but it's also an accessible building. And so we think about people trying to, if people have disabilities or, trouble walking or have a wheelchair, it's hard to navigate grassy sort of expanses. And so this was a really great, welcoming place to have the Pride Festival, and I hope they continue. And that is all for me. Thank you. Oh, yeah, and obviously yesterday we did go to the 9/11 memorial, and as a former member of the Poudre Fire Authority board, it was really great to see that come to fruition. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. I'll just mention two things that haven't already been mentioned that we all attended together. One is on Wednesday night, I had a Livermore community conversation. We had about 40 people present, including staff, focusing on some follow-up to issues that were raised around the groundwater, water association, the maintenance shop, also what we're doing to support agriculture and farming and ranching, as well as conservation easements with our natural resources. And then on Saturday, in addition to the NOCO Equality Pride event at the ranch, I participated on a panel, democracy tour, democracy and engagement. It was put on by Colorado Common Cause and BIPOC Alliance. It was at the Loveland Public Library. That's all I have to share. So we do not have any legal matters. Therefore, at 10:21 a.m., we are adjourned. Wishing you all a good day.